today are receiving special attention, whether they're clad in sisal or covered in limestone. One particularly interesting floor treatment is inlaid marble. I'm Chris Madden, and today on Interiors by Design, we'll learn how marble is inlaid in another marble or another stone. We'll also give you some tips on how to create a fabulous master bath. But first, let's explore a type of style that was inspired by our neighbors to the Far East. The style is Oriental. The Asian influence is very evident at this home just outside of San Francisco. Here, designer Ruth Livingston has interpreted her clients' love of Asian art, but in a very Western way. Hi, Ruth.
Hello, Chris.
Ruth, this garden is so serene. And I see that you've carried that same Oriental flavor to the front of the house.
That's right. We use the 5 glass panels here in a carved Japanese screen-like motif.
I see. It
And
works
then
wonderfully on the front door.
Continuing in, we're showing in this entry a few of the elements, sort of a vignette, that are about to be seen throughout the house.
Oh, sort of like a preview of what's to come.
That's right.
But I noticed that you do have Oriental pieces here. I saw the Japanese basket, the shape of the boat. I love that.
We do, as well as other elements such as the Persian rug, which is also an item throughout the house.
Gorgeous.
There is the Chinese urn used as an umbrella stand, and some of the Art Deco lines, as in the console table, that are also part of the design.
What about this painting behind you?
Well, this is a little bit of a departure, not quite Asian, but part of the client's family heirlooms, a chair and table from the 1930s.
I love them.
That are also Art Deco, and a San Francisco or Bay Area landscape by Wade Hofer, a local artist.
But it does have a bit of the serenity of that Eastern feel, so I think it works wonderfully in this space.
Thank you. I think it does too. Let me show you the rest.
Ruth, this screen is magnificent here. It's really the focal point, isn't it, in the room?
It definitely is. It's a 17th century Japanese screen in the Chinese style. It's quite beautiful. It was restored, and it is permanently displayed with the acrylic brackets that hold it in place that are my own design.
Oh, really? It seems to float with the acrylic brackets, so you don't have the hanging or the screws in the wall.
Well, it creates an illusion of a floating, semi-folded screen, which normally you can only get when the screen is standing on the floor. Mm-hmm. But it's quite safe, which it will have to be with our earthquake conditions.
Well, being in California, I'm sure. So
right.
The piece next to you looks very heavy. Is that a monk, a Burmese monk?
The Buddha is from Burma, 18th century. It's actually made in paper mache.
Oh, so he's not metal.
He's not metal, and he's not very heavy. The paper mache is applied over clay and then lacquered over.
And I noticed the Oriental influence again in the tray tables over here, the little wooden ones.
Right, those carry the theme of the Parisian Art Deco line that we saw in the entry, but they also have that Asian tea table aspect to them as well.
And the fact that they're stacked one on top of the other.
Well, that's a touch, a contemporary touch.
I love that. And behind you, the window treatments are very simple, very clean, very Oriental to me in feeling. Was that deliberate?
Yes, it was. They're supposed to look like the bamboo Japanese screen, which we actually used in other parts of the house.
You know, it's interesting because you do have pieces, your upholstered pieces are not Oriental, but yet you do bring a lot to the room, but with the strong pieces like the monks over by the fireplace, it really does give you that Oriental, that Asian feel to this space.
Yes, I like doing that, putting things together, mixing elements, sometimes in a little bit less of an expected way, but it still has a very strong Asian feeling.
It does. The marble fireplace over here is a little asymmetrical. Was that deliberate, or did you have to work around that?
The fireplace was originally in this position,
Oh,
and
it was. Okay.
The asymmetric marble design was created to make the illusion that the fireplace is more centered. And then by placing the Burmese monks to the left of it, I was able to achieve this composition and more harmony to the room.
Yes, there is a lot of harmony, and what seems to me to pull it all together is the Oriental rug underneath.
The Persian rug anchors the room together, and it's another element that's repeated throughout the house. This particular rug is from the 1930s. Let's go see some more.
Okay. So Ruth, this is the workplace, the home office of the home.
That's right, and the entertainment part as well.
And I noticed that you have a triptych behind the desk, the 3 paintings. Why did you put them there?
The painting is by Waithofer, the same artist we have at the entry.
Oh yes, right.
And here they act to bring the outdoor landscape inside.
Yes, the scenery, and actually that's what he's really facing too, so it's a nice touch. But I noticed that you've put matchstick blinds on the windows, but you've added something different.
We trimmed the blinds in silk, the way the Japanese do it.
So this brings us over to the entertaining part of the space.
That's right. This is the media room, where we have our television cabinet and a banquette for seating.
And what are the Oriental influences in this space?
Well, in this room I use the Japanese screen, which is behind you, and the Thai torso over there. The Japanese screen is a later, newer screen. It's from the end of the 19th century or possibly the beginning of the 20th century, done in the Shibui style, leaving a little bit of space at the end.
Oh, so that's where you see the 2 little butterflies just floating off by themselves.
Right. The Japanese believe that even in today's life, one should leave a little space with nothing in it.
We could all use that advice, I think. Well, you know, you do have the Oriental theme going in here, but this is also a family room, so you've made it comfortable with the leather banquettes and these wonderful occasional tables.
Well, again, mixing the styles, and for comfort, this room is for everyday life. It has to serve various functions of day-to-day modern times.
It's really a marvelous space. Thank you, Ruth, very much. And if you'd like to add an Oriental flavor to your home, here are some things you can do. Think of new ways to use traditional pieces. Screens meant as room dividers can be used as wall hangings. When mixing in Western furnishings, be sure to keep the lines clean. Simple window treatments in natural materials complement Oriental decor. And use the entry to create a little vignette, a taste of what's to come. And when we return, we'll give you lots of ideas on how to create a wonderful master bath.